Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm Dwi Prayambodo Prayoga, and I will be the moderator. Before we begin, I would like to introduce you the presenter. Our presenter for today are M. Rizalul Awal, M. Aditya Agustin, and Erlangga Rangga Yudhistira. Today, they will present about the G20 Indonesia. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome our presenter to start the presentation. In table of content, the first, the G20, the G20, the second, history of founding of the G20, the third, the types of G20 meetings, the fourth, the real rules of the G20, and the five, G20 presidency, the sixth, pillar of Indonesian G20 presidency 2022. The seventh, financial path priority agenda. The eighth, benefit for Indonesia. Next.
Okay, the first we talk about G20. G20 is a multilateral cooperation forum comprising 19 major countries and the Europe Union. The G20 represent more than 60% of the Earth population and 75% of the global trade and 80% of the world GDP. G20 members consist of South Africa, the United States, Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Australia, Brazil, India, Indonesia. The United Kingdom, Italy, Japan, Jerman, Canada, Mexico, the Republic of Korea, Russia, France, China, Turkey, and the Europe Union. History of the founding of the G20. Formed in 1999, the initiation of G7 members, the G20 embrace developed and developing countries to jointly address crisis, particularly to sweeping Asia, Russia, and Latin America. The goal of the G20 is to realize strong, sustainable, balanced, and inclusive global growth. The G20 was originally a meeting of finance ministers and central bank governors. However, since 2008, the G20 has present head of state at summits, and in 2010, discussions were also formed in the development sector. Since then, the G20 has consisted of finance track and the SERP track. Sherpa is taken from the term for goods in Nepal, describing how the G20 serves pave the way to the summit. Next.
Types of G20 meetings. Summit. It is the climax of the G20 meeting process, which is a meeting at the head of state government level. Ministerial and deputies meetings held in each of the main focus areas of the forum. On the finance track, ministerial meetings were attended by finance minister and central bank governors, called finance minister and central bank governors meetings. Meanwhile, the meeting of the deputies is called finance and central bank deputies meetings. Working groups comprise of experts from G20 countries. The working groups deal with the specific issues relate to the broader G20 agenda, which are then incorporated into ministerial segments and eventually summits. The real role of the G20: 1. Handling the 2008 global financial crisis. 2. Tax policy. 3. Contribution in handling the COVID-19 pandemic. And last, other issues. G20 Presidency. Indonesia holds G20 presidency. Unlike most multilateral forums, the G20 does not have a fixed secretariat. The functions of the presidency are held by one of the member states, which change annually. As stipulated at the Riyadh Summit 2020, Indonesia will hold the G20 presidency in 2022, with the handover carried out at the end of the Rome Summit, October 30 until 31, 2021. G20 Indonesia Presidency Theme 2022. Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Through this theme, Indonesia wants to invite the whole world to work hand in hand, support each other to recover together and grow stronger and more sustainable. Pillars of the Indonesia's G20 Presidency 2020: strengthening the partnership environment, drive productivity, improves resilience and stability, ensuring sustainable and inclusive growth, and stronger global collective leadership.
And this is the G20 logo. Kawung, it means stronger and together, and Gunungan, it means recover. Next, financial path priority agenda in Indonesia's G20 presidency 2022. 1. Exit strategy to support recovery. 2. Addressing scaring effect to secure future growth. 3. Payment system in digital era. 4. Sustainable finance. 5. Financial inclusion, digital financial inclusion, and SME finance. 6. International taxation. Benefits from G20 for Indonesia. The G20 presidency in the midst of a pandemic proved a good perception of Indonesia's economic resilience to the crisis. Second, it is a form of recognition of Indonesia's status as one of the countries with the largest economy in the world, which can also represent other developing countries. The third, the momentum of this presidency only occurs once every generation, or once every 20 years, and must be utilized as well as possible to add value to Indonesia's recovery, both in terms of economic activity and domestic and international public confidence. Fourth, Indonesia can orchestrate the discussion agenda at the G20 to support and have a positive impact on the recovery of Indonesia's economic activity. Fifth, it is an opportunity to show Indonesia's leadership in the international arena, especially in the global economic recovery. From a regional perspective, this presidency affirms Indonesia's leadership in the field of international and economic diplomacy in the region, considering that Indonesia is the only country in ASEAN that is a member of the G20. Making Indonesia one of the focus of world attention, especially for economic and financial actors. This can be used to show and showcasing the various progress that Indonesia has made to the world, and become the starting point for restoring the confidence of post-pandemic economic actors, both from within the country and abroad. G20 meetings in Indonesia are also means to introduce tourism and Indonesia's superior products to the international world, so that it is expected to help drive the Indonesia economy.
And finally, now we have reached the end of the presentation. I would like to say thank you to all the presenters for the great presentation and to the audience for their active participation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Salam.
Lupa, Cok.
Bang, apa?